Bottom two, however, and that's where Ukraine are at the moment. The bottom two will be relegated from the Rugby Europe Championship Series to the Rugby Europe Trophy Series in the coming season. Here we see the squad for Great Britain, coached by the legend Scott Riddell. He's been looking quite animated this weekend. And the squad from Ukraine as well. Both teams in the tunnel, ready to enter the field of play. We'll be kicking off in roughly 1 minute time. Andy, what do you think about this young British team? Do they have what it takes to see off the upset here after a disappointing day one, of course?
Yeah, I think they have the upset. I mean, they're starting to come onto their own a little bit. You know, watching them warming up earlier on, they've got some power, speed, and they're communicating really well. They need to now bring that into game time. And as we've said, it is a young team. It is a young team with a lot of potential, a lot of growth for the future, I think, for this squad. But I think, yeah, they'll have too much power for this Ukraine team, unfortunately, today.
Okay, Andy Knight and myself, Ian Dawson, we're ready for this one. Looking forward to an even contest with the bottom two teams of this pool. A very high kickoff, well taken by Great Britain, and they're right into attack. That was Jardine with the carry. We saw him do it all day yesterday. And despite the results going against them, they've had a few boys that put in big performances. Jardine is one of them. I really like the look at Apps as well. And here we go, down the right-hand side, stepping again. And playing back to the left-hand side, wide. Seems to be the strategy for Team GB this weekend. Jardine. Again, we're going wide. Joseland looking for the gap on the outside, fending, pumping the legs. It's a very physical Ukrainian team, so they'll like that physical challenge. Jardine. Oh, and it's a good fend, a good step, and a good burst of acceleration there, Andy.
Yeah, we've talked about Jardine being a playmaker and a controller in that middle of the field, and he showed it there. He just was patient. As you said, Joseland up the outside of the tram lines down the 15 channels and into the 5 channel. Lovely support play on the inside to secure the ball and then move it into the middle of the field where there's a little bit more space for Sonny Jardine to work his magic, and he does so this time.
And so often when you're playing a wide strategy in sevens rugby, that is where the gaps will come. The intention is actually to create a gap in the middle of the pitch. That's where you want to be attacking. You tear them from one side to the other, the gaps will come. And that was a perfect example of that from Team GB, exercising a little bit of control in this game. So 2 minutes played, and we're back underway. Ukraine winning that ball in a very messy situation there. It wasn't easy at all, having to work hard for that. But passing the test with flying colours. Again, a good fend there, just keeping big. And they'll take that one quickly. Unfortunately, the referee isn't happy with where he's taken that, so he'll have to go back and take it again. Just taking a little bit of speed out of that from Ukraine, but they'll put the ball into touch and they'll be quite happy with that. Up to almost, around about 4 metres in front of that 22-metre line, Andy.
Yeah, a bit of territory for Ukraine here. Get their hands on the ball. Their line out wasn't too bad yesterday. So they'll be hoping to win their own ball here, get the ball into space. And as you mentioned earlier, they're a physical team, so they'll not be scared of running hard and straight, that's for sure.
Yeah, we saw it against Italy, and particularly yesterday, the Ukrainians really taking the physical battle to them. Good carries here, just keeping the momentum going, and they recycle well. Team GB looking to put pressure on. And that's that physicality we're talking about. Unfortunately, a skill set maybe just letting them down there a little bit, not keeping control of the ball in the critical moment. But that did look better from Ukraine.
Yeah, nice hard straight line from Dulia. He did that as well a couple of times yesterday, but unfortunately was just carrying the ball a little low, so when the tackle goes in, just a little finger onto the ball, which dislodges it, and that's the turnover for GB in a scrum on their own 22.
Seemed to me to be a very good choice of tackle by the defender. Like you said, Andy, targeting that ball when you see it being carried vulnerably. Dislodging it very successfully there. And Team GB with 2 players behind this scrum, 1 player in the wide right, and they do go wide right. Getting onto that 5-meter channel. Hold it was the call, and they did. They've earned the penalty, and now they go back to the left, keeping moving this big Ukrainian team. A little show and go, burst of pace. That is great work to track back by the big Ukrainian number 2, Dulia. Jordan again, creates a 2-on-1, lovely. And they'll go back to the left again, looking for gaps. Not quite finding them, but the offload from the ground is good, and the attacking support is quicker to the point than the Ukrainian defensive support. It's a good try, is a call from the referee, despite some questions being asked.
Yeah, some great work in the early stages by Carson to get through that. Ukrainian defense didn't quite make it to the line himself. Then they moved the ball back out to the right side, recycled quickly, got the ball back into the middle, and Carson with a little offload off the ground, and GB over for a try.
There we see Scott Riddell on the sidelines. He doesn't often have a smile on his face, but he will be a little bit more happy with this now. Conversion was successful as well, as you all saw. 14-0 after 5 minutes and 20 played. So 1.5 minutes in this first half. Team GB, I'm sure, will be looking to add another one before they go into the break. They'll want a little bit more to talk about. But Ukraine do well to win that kickoff. Stepping, staying big. You're off is a call from the ref. Number 4 from Ukraine attacking that blind side. Kicking through. It's a penalty, so that'll be awarded where the ball bounced as he was taken late in the act of kicking.
Yeah, Sivak, the captain there, just kicking the ball through, and then just a silly push off the ball. And is it Jordan, I think? So he's going to have a little rest on the naughty boy step. But yeah, a bit silly, giving the ball to Ukraine, you know, last minute of the half here, down to 6 men. They're going to get tired out a little bit for this next 2-minute period, giving Ukraine a chance to get back into the game.
Absolutely, just what I wanted to say, Andy, just giving them an opportunity to get back into this. It might not be such an issue in this game, but Team GB will need to get better at that. And the Ukrainians looking fresh at the start of day 2, stretching their legs a little bit there. Oh, a technical error, and it snapped up in an instant. And Team GB are running that in through Gabriel Mann.
Yeah, well pounced on by Mann there to get through there. A little error from the Ukrainian team, just trying a little bit too much there. And then Gabriel Mann, he's good, finds it quite easy to run in a straight line for 60 meters. No problem for the touchdown there. Even with GB with 6 men instead of the 7, they've still managed to put a try on the board before halftime. Well played, GB.
So it's after a successful conversion, it's 21